Hi, this is Carlton Cullins, and welcome to the Blue Sky Strong Box. Hey, this is Carlton Cullins with the Blue Sky Strong Box here in Austin, Texas. This week I want to talk a little bit about BMI, a little bit about the waist to hip ratio measurement, a little bit about body fat, and a few other things. I get a lot of questions from time to time about BMI, and I think a lot of trainers do. A lot of people want to know what we think about it, whether or not we think it's worth anything, because a lot of people go to the doctor and they check your BMI and you get this number. From that one little number, the doctor's going to tell you maybe that you're underweight, or maybe that you're at a good weight, maybe you're overweight, maybe you're obese, or maybe you're really obese. Now obviously, we don't need we don't need the BMI chart or tape measure or anything else to tell us that we're fat or we've got body fat on us. Most of us already know that. But with that said, I'm going to tell you right off the bat that I do not like BMI. Most trainers do not like BMI, and I'll tell you why in a second. BMI stands for Body Mass Index. It was developed in Belgium sometime, they believe, between 1830 and 1850. It takes how much you weigh divided by how tall you are, and it gives you this one number. From that number, it's supposed to tell you everything. So doctors use it to try to start a conversation with you and tell you that you're fat and you need to lose some weight. I think it may be true in some instances, and it may be a good idea. I don't mean to offend anybody, but I think the BMI number itself is just, it's not a good number to use, because here's one big problem with it. You can have two people standing next to each other, same height, same BMI number, and both of them look completely different. One may be completely overweight, and the other one may be completely lean and muscular. Because this is why me and most trainers do not like BMI, is because it does not take into account your body composition. What body composition is basically how much body fat you have on you as an individual, how much muscle you have, what your own bones weigh, what your connective tissue weighs, what your organs weigh. All these things make up your body composition, and the BMI does not take really any of that into account. So there's big problems with it. So the number largely isn't going to reflect anything that is very useful. Do I think the BMI is inaccurate? Not necessarily. I think most people in America are going to be overweight or obese considered on the BMI scale. And I think if you look around, obviously, most of our country, including our children now, are obese and overweight. So I don't think it's necessarily inaccurate. But I took my own BMI number using a calculator online before I did this video, and it said that I was 24.7, which is right at almost overweight. Anything on a BMI scale of 25 to 30 is considered overweight. Anything above 30 is considered obese. So basically fat and more fat and really fat. So it said that I'm almost fat, so I don't necessarily believe that. So, I mean, I'm just saying, if I were the type of person to let numbers bother me, how old I was, or how much I weighed, or how much my BMI number was, maybe I would get frustrated, but I'm not. Now, I don't suggest that you do either. You need to let that stuff go. Don't worry about numbers. All these things. Just live your life. Work towards being healthier every day. Don't worry about all these numbers. But with that said, if you want to know a measurement that's probably a little bit more accurate, use what is called the waist to hip ratio measurement. Basically, you're going to take your waist measurement and your butt measurement. The way to do that is you're going to stand, if you naturally have a waistline that kind of hourglasses into some middle point, take that smallest measurement. A lot of people don't, and if you don't, that's okay. Find your belly button and measure right around that. But find one of those measurements, pull it pretty tight, write that number down. Next, you're going to take your hip measurement, which is basically your butt measurement. You're going to put your feet all the way together. You're going to stand sideways, look in a mirror. You're going to find the biggest part of your butt, and you're going to take that measurement, pull it pretty tight, put that number down. If your waist measurement is bigger than your butt measurement, that is bad. That is a problem. Now, with this said, most people in this country on the BMI scale are going to be overweight and obese. Most people that do their waist to hip ratio measurement are going to be bad. And that's okay. Work on it. I'm not saying it doesn't matter that you're not there today. It just matters that you're aware of it and that you're working on it. Because if you're aware of it and you're not working on it, then what happens to you is your own fault. But if you're aware of it, then you need to work on it. The waist to hip ratio is important, because if your belly is bigger than your butt, then you are at a higher risk for most of the diseases. diabetes, cancer, heart disease, hypertension, all these things you're at a much greater risk of if your belly is bigger than your ass. So all you have to do is get out there and move. Try to eat healthier. Your body mass index, your BMI number, can actually be improved if you just would lose some body fat. Your hip to waist ratio, if you just ate really well, moved more, and did all the things you're supposed to do, eventually if you do things right, your waist measurement is going to get small and your hips should increase. If your hips not increasing, you may need to do more leg exercise. You may actually need to do some squats and things like that to build your butt up. A healthy butt means you typically will have a healthier metabolism and your hips are not as much danger of breaking when they're older. So all these things are really important. But all this stuff said, none of this stuff, we don't need measurements and calculations and stuff to let us know that we have body fat on us or that we're overweight or we're fat or anything like that. Most of us already know that. If you look in a mirror naked, you know. If you grab your stomach and you got squishy stuff, grab your butt and you got squishy, you already know this. You look around, you've got eyes, you know that we live in a country where most of the people and most of the children now are overweight and obese, and we need to do something about it. We need to stop using such kind language. I'm not saying not be kind, but we need to stop. We need to be able to say that somebody is basically fat instead of using, maybe children might not understand the word obese. I'm just giving you a little food for thought. We need to talk to you. Of course, you don't want to call your children fat, but I guarantee you, if you've got children that have a weight problem, they're going to get called fat at school because kids are so mean, and we know this. So there's going to be a lot of problems. Help them with that. Help them to love themselves as they are, but also, help them working towards a healthy goal without making them too self-conscious about it. I don't know how to do all this stuff, but this is stuff that we've got to start thinking about because the future is here, and there's a big problem happening that's on the horizon, and it's up to us, the adults, to do something about that. Now, I love everybody. I do these videos to try to help you. I hope I didn't offend anybody. If I did, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm always here to help. Write me if you need any help, and I will see you next time.